Okay, here we go. On to new and bigger and brighter things. We are going to be doing surface area of triangular prisms today. Okay, so I have this mathematics chart and it's awful. It is not done very well, and I'm using a new camera now because my other one, for some reason, got dumped off my desk. Anyway, so we'll see if I can get this to work and look halfway decent. All right. Um, Formula chart. We've already established surface area of prisms. So our formula is SA is equal to PH plus 2 big B. All right. The problem is, remember, all of our big B's come from this place where it says area. All right. So here, this was for volume. All right. We only use pi r squared when we are doing volume, but we are doing surface area now. And so we have had this one, all right, which was a rectangular prism. We have a little BH. Now we have a triangular prism, which is 1/2 times little BH. And we're going to talk about that, all right? So now we've added that to our little repertoire, and let's get started, okay? So, notes, surface area of prisms, triangular, okay? So, here we go. Oh, that is terrible. You can hardly even get that thing to focus very well. I'm sorry, but this is the best it's going to be for now, okay? Maybe I can get them to do something different in the future, but this is terrible. All right. It says here, triangular prisms have 3 lateral sides and 2 bases that are triangles. Okay? So, thus our formula, remember, is SA, surface area, is PH plus 2 big B. Okay? And let's look at this broken down. P times H, which is P is your perimeter of the base. H is the height of the prism. Plus 2 times the area of the base. And in this instance, it's a triangle. So that's 1/2 times little b times H. Okay, so if we broke that whole formula down, that's what it would look like. So let's follow our steps and get busy. It says steps to find total surface area. Write down your formula needed. So here we go again. SA equals PH plus 2 big B. Okay. Remember, I want you to put your P over here, your big B over here, and I want you to write the formula out for big B. Okay, I've seen some of you, you're skipping this step, and it's going to be really important. The number one thing people forget on triangles is that we have a 1/2 times little b times h. Okay, that 1/2 gets forgotten because of rectangles, you're just using little b h. Okay, then it says circle the base and label all the sides of your base. So I'm going to circle my triangle. Okay. And I am going to make sure, and this is terrible, I'm sorry, I will get tech on this, but this is awful. You can hardly even see this or read this or anything else, and I don't understand why it is so out of, oh, well, that, hey, look it, I figured it out. It's just not automatic like the other one was. There we go. Much better. Okay? So, and just so you know, this is a 5, this is a 12. Okay, and do you see this 13 over here? Do you see how it's part of the triangle? So that we are going to move and we are going to put right there. Okay, now the only, and I'm going to cross it off here, so it's part of my circle. All right, the only number that is not being used is the height of the prism. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in for my H right here. So remember, it's P, whatever that is, times my H, which is 22, plus, and I would leave lots of space here, times. And you notice I'm using a time sign because when you get to decimals, the dot for multiply and the dots for decimals can get confusing. So I just use a time sign whenever I'm doing volume or surface area. Okay? So now I'm going to come over here and I am going to, it says, use the numbers on your base to find big P, perimeter of the base, which is at all sides. So I have 5, 12, and 13. Okay, so 5 plus 12 plus 13. And in my handy dandy calculator, okay, I am going to write 5 plus 12 plus 13, and I get 30. So my answer to my big P is 30. All right. Then it says next find big B, the area of the base, using the numbers from your base. Now, you need to know something about the base here. Okay. And this is what we need to know. B and H of the triangle are connected by a right angle. Okay, so in other words, the B, how you determine what the B is for your base, because remember we determined that this was the H, what we determined that the H for the prism was the one number that wasn't part of our base. But do you see this right angle right here? We connect our base and our height by that right there, by the right angle. So we are going to do 1/2 times our base, little b, which is 12, times 5. Okay, that 13 is not part of this big B formula. All right, so then I'm going to do, now, some of you can use 1/2, which you're going to do parentheses, 1 divided by 2, or if you use alpha F1, that's fine, you can do that, okay, times 12 times 5. And that's one way to get your answer, okay, it's 30. All right, some of you know what 1/2 is automatically as a decimal. It's just easier to put in the calculator. That's the only reason I mention it. So I would do 0.5 times 12 times 5, because half is 0.5. It's 50 cents, half of a dollar, okay? So there we go, and it's 30. So I use 0.5 when I'm putting it in because I know that 1/2 is 0.5, but if you do not know that automatically, then use the 1/2, all right? So this is equal to 30 also. Oh, isn't that an interesting little scenario there, okay? So I've got P, which is 30, which this does not normally happen, people. And then I've got big B, which is 30, okay? Now remember, I've got this side of my formula that's my lateral, and then I have the total, okay? So I've got 30 times 22 is 660, plus 2 times 30, which I'm going to do my 2 times 30, which is 60. Okay, now I'm going to add 660 and 60 together. 660 plus 60, and that's 720. So here is my total, 720. And there again, right here before the plus sign is my lateral, 660. All right, and your steps are listed here, but I'm going to go a little faster on this one because I know you're just going to get bored listening to me, okay? So here we go. Write your formula. SA equals PH plus 2 big B. Also, do you notice we have 2 different types of triangles, okay? Just so you know, right triangle, this is not an equilateral. This is a, what do they call it? Oh my goodness, I've forgotten. Where none of the sides are the same. I hope you know because I have forgotten the name of it. Anyways, let's look at this, okay? So this is a different type of triangle. So I did this. I've got my P, my big B. I'm going to write my formula for my big B. Now, if I've forgotten my formula, remember you have a formula chart. You go there, and here you go, okay? All right, so surface area of a triangle is 1/2 times little b times h. I'm going to circle my base, which is my triangle. I am going to bring this over here and put 14 here and cross it off. I'm going to identify this as the height of my prism. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. 11 times, and then a plus, and then 2, and then times. Now I'm ready to find my P. Now, when you're finding your P, I want you to notice how many numbers are on this triangle down here. There's 4 numbers. But remember, perimeter is all the way around something, okay, the shape. So perimeter is like the fence, all right? So I only want the numbers that are all the way around it, all right? So 12, 8, and 14. So 12 plus 8 plus 14. And when I do that in my calculator, I get 12 plus 8 plus 14. That gives me 34. I'm going to write that number down. And then I have my 1/2 for my base. Remember, all my numbers are coming from inside my circle. And I said that the height of the triangle and the base of the triangle are connected by a right angle. Now, do you see this right angle right here? So this is your little b, and this is your little h. We'll call it our little h. All right, so we've got times 8 times 10. And so now I'm going to do parentheses 1 divided by 2 parentheses times 8 times 10. And I get 40. I'm going to write that down because my teacher's going to be looking for that over there. And then I'm going to come over here, and my P is 34. And I'm going to fill in my big B, which is 40. And I get 34 times 11. And I'm going to solve that. And I get 374 plus 2 times 40. And I get 80. Then I'm going to add both together, 374 plus 80, and I get 454. That is my total, 454. And this right here before the plus sign is my lateral, 374. Okay, let's turn the paper over. Oh, look at a little more complicated here, isn't it? Okay, all right. I can do this a couple of ways. First off, let's start at the beginning. Write your formula. SA equals PH plus 2 big B. All right, please have your formula charts out when you're doing this stuff, okay? I got P, I got big B, and it's a triangle. Soon you're going to be going back and forth, but today we're just doing triangles. 1/2 times little b times h, okay? All right, so I got everything written down. I'm going to circle my base, and I am choosing to circle the one that has the right angle. You have a triangle here and a triangle here, okay? If you don't see that, let's do this. Here is a triangle, and here is the other triangle. Remember I said it's 2 bases, right? Okay? All right, normally when I said it was a rectangle, I told you that the base was what it was sitting on. That is true because they're all rectangles in a rectangular prism, okay? In a triangular prism, what makes the base? I said the word triangular, okay? Triangle. So your base is a triangle. That's what makes it different, okay? So I've got this, and if you notice, here's my right angle, but I need to bring this number and this number over. So this is 7. And if you go straight across, this will be 7 right here. And I'm inside the circle. I'm going to cross it off. Then I'm going to go here. And if I go straight over, I've got 8 right here. And I can cross that off. So now I have everything inside, and I have one number that's not part of my circle. That is the height of my prism. So that's my H for the prism. So I'm going to put that in here. 12 plus 2 times, I'm going to put my times sign, and I'm ready to find my P and my big B. So my P, remember I'm going to go on the outside edge of my triangle. So 8 plus 7 plus 5. 8, 7, 5, okay? Then over for big B, I have your base and your height of your triangle are connected by the right angle. There's my right angle right there. So 1/2 times 7 times 8, okay? So here we go. I'm ready to find my P and my big B. I've got 8 plus 7 plus 5, and that gives me 20. Then I'm going to do my big B. I've got 1 divided, I forgot my parentheses. Parentheses, 1 divided by 2, parentheses, times 7 times 8, and I get 28. And now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to fill in the rest of my formula. My P is 20, and my big B is 28. So remember, everything before the plus sign is my lateral, so 20 times 12, and I get 240, plus 2 times 28 is 56. Got to do multiplication first. Remember PEMDAS. Multiply, divide, left to right, then add or subtract. Now I'm doing 240 plus 56. Excuse me. That is 296. So my total is 296, and my lateral is 240. Okay, I expect you to do this one down here and show it to your teacher before you get started. Today your practice is like Monday. You have 4 problems, all right? Don't worry about the shading. Make sure that you are following the steps exactly like I did in the demonstration in the notes, okay? And then you will take this and show your teacher to make sure you're doing it right. But please, make sure you do this. You try and show it to your teacher. Don't go and do all 4 of these and then be doing something wrong and then have to redo it all, okay? And you have a great day today, and I'll talk to you later.